Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Del Priore here.
Dario Del Priore here.
And today we are talking about the biggest mistakes that we made as new agency owners. These are things that you guys can avoid because we already fucked up. Okay?
Only if you listen though.
Only if you listen. And guys, if you think you're smarter than Warren Buffett, it's better to learn from other people's mistakes. Warren Buffett said that, not me. I'm regurgitating Warren Buffett advice here. So these are gonna be the things that you're gonna wanna avoid. Number one is having no niche. If you try to help everybody, you actually help nobody. Imagine trying to start a marketing agency and being so delusional, thinking that you can help photographers, real estate agents, chiropractors, solar companies, wedding venues, couch companies, flooring companies, construction. You're nuts. You need to pick one person that you're going to help. This is what I mean. There's all these different niches out here. You want to pick literally one. And what's so funny about just picking one is you think that just by you picking one niche makes you niche. No, 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 no. I will help chiropractors get specifically more people that have been in car accidents, that need chiropractic rehabilitation. I'm talking like one niche, one specific type of client that you're gonna get them, and one way to help them. Like that's how niche you need to get. You need to become super fucking niche.
That is very hard to do, by the way, guys. Just to help one niche with one specific pain point that they have, it takes you a while to build out that service delivery.
But it's easier to do that than it is to try and help everybody. Okay, let's say this is your agency. We're gonna draw a little example here. Let's say this is you trying to build your service. And let's say that you have, right now, you only have one customer, okay? And this one customer happens to be a dentist. This dentist wants to get more people through the door for cavities, more cavity patients specifically. I'm just throwing out a hypothetical, talking out of my ass. This dentist wants to get more cavity patients. By the time you spend 6 months, which is literally what it's gonna take you, to build this dentist a good system for getting new cavity patients, let's say the dentist has a friend and he owns a solar company. And he says, listen, I love what you're doing. Can you help my buddy? He has a solar business. Now you're gonna have to try to literally reset up another system and spend another 6 months. If you're lucky, it only takes 6 months to go help that other guy. When you could have literally said, hey, I got Dr. Joe X result for new cavity patients. Can I show you how we do this for dental practice? You kind of get where I'm going here? You need to be super niche so you know who you can help. And what it's going to do is it's going to productize your fulfillment. We spoke about this today. When you productize your fulfillment and you have a client that looks like your other client, you can scale because you're focused on helping the one person. Same type of problem, same type of communication issues, same type of internal problems in their businesses, because businesses in the same niche are similar. But a chiropractor is way different than a dentist, way different. So I always had this OCD thinking that I would be leaving money on the table. Like, let's just do healthcare and we could go work with anyone in healthcare. No, you need to get super niche. You're not leaving money on the table. You're leaving money on the table by not going niche. Trust me, go deep, go into one niche.
100%. Beautiful. Let's go into number 2. Picking the wrong niche. A lot of people on the internet get into the wrong niche.
If you pick something that's low ticket, like let's say for example, I own a restaurant and this is my pasta dish and I sell my pasta dish for $10. On the $10, I have cost of goods sold, so I have to actually sell the pasta, the person that made the pasta, my lease, I have a ton of expenses. Let's say on that $10 pasta dish that I sell, maybe I make $2 profit and then my profit gets taxed, mind you. So I'm gonna get taxed on my $2 as a restaurant owner. How many pasta dishes do you have to help this business owner sell if you wanna try and charge him $2 grand a month? Not just to sell enough to cover your cost, but enough to get a return on investment. A lot of fucking pasta, okay? So here's the thing. Why not go after a niche where something is just inherently expensive? Prime example, let's say apartment. I just moved into an apartment and for the year, I'm paying $50,000. 50 G's, 50 big ones. If you're a marketing agency owner and you help apartment building owners get more people in and you help them book, if you get one fucking person to book, that covers your cost double for the year if you're at $2,000 a month. So if you pick the wrong niche, which I know there's everyone that's like, oh, no such thing as a bad niche, no such thing, every niche sucks. Wrong.
That's wrong.
I'm gonna give you an analogy that I gave Rudy, who's behind the camera the other day, and he said he really loved this, so I'm gonna bring it up today. If you're gonna deal with a headache, you might as well get paid for the headache that you're gonna deal with. So if you're gonna go through the bullshit of trying to build out a system for a photographer, and you notice across the board, photographers generally don't make a lot of money and they never wanna come pay in full, then why wouldn't you have picked a better niche up front? Do something that's high ticket and do it for rich people because they pay better. Take it from a rich person. I can pay people better than most people because I have the liquidity to do so. But if I only had a couple grand in the bank, I'd be like, nah, I can't pay that out right now. The money's not coming in. And I deal with this with the less successful business owners that I deal with. Their cards decline, their payment methods fail. It is a bitch. You want to deal with rich people in a good niche where things are high ticket, okay? Number 3, Dario, touch on this one.
Yeah, multiple outreach methods. So a lot of you guys are trying to figure out the best cold DM script or the best fucking bullshit email script. In my opinion, it's all flawed. flawed. All those different outreach methods, the same thing where you have to hone in on a niche, you have to hone in on an outreach method to actually grow your company.
Yep.
A lot of you guys in the very beginning will be like, okay, let me just send cold DMs the first half of the day, then I'll cold call the second half of the day.
We did this.
Yeah, take it from us. We fucked up in this regard. And then a different outreach method the last half of the day. If you would have just picked one and honed in on that one outreach method for the entire day, you would have grown so much more. And you would have actually figured out something that works. You can test a bunch of different outreach methods, but you have to pick one and scale with it if you're a beginner. Obviously, McDonald's can do cold calls and cold emails and a bunch of different shit, but you're not a big company right now. So why are you trying to look in so many different directions and in so many different places? Pick one outreach method.
Let me give you guys an analogy, okay? As a new agency owner, let's say cold emails, cold calls, and cold messages are 3 ways to go out and get new customers. Here's what I want you to do. For 1 week, I want you to work 8 hours a day, okay? So you're gonna work 8 hours a day, 1 week. And for the whole week, you're only gonna pick one and do that thing all day. Let's say it's email. You have different email scripts that you can test within this 40 hours that you're gonna do it. And your goal is gonna be to what? Book Zooms. Out of the 40 hours you spend on email, how many Zooms do you book? You're gonna do the same thing for calls. You're gonna do the same thing for DMs. This is called split testing. You test. Let's
And
say
if you don't have money, you test with your time.
Exactly, and that's where cold emails cost you nothing, cold calls cost you nothing, cold messages cost you nothing. So you're gonna use your time to try to get people to give you their time, okay? Let's say in your first week of emails, you get 2 appointments. In your first week of calls, you get 5. And in your first week of DMs, you get 3. These 2 happen to work the best for your niche. What worked better?
Calls.
Okay, so just do calls.
There you go.
Now, once you've figured out, okay, this thing that I spent the same effort and energy as these other things gave me a better result, then if I'm gonna do the work and deal with the headache anyway, I might as well get paid for the fucking headache.
Yeah, because you already went through the headache. You already figured out which one works best. So why don't you stick to this?
You need to figure out how to make your hours more efficient than the next man.
Agreed.
So if you guys are all playing the game and you're like, oh, my DMs don't work, but I'm gonna hustle and keep going, well, are they working and are they scheduling you appointments?
Yeah.
If it's not working, then cut it.
Yeah.
Or figure out a way to make it work. So once you find the one thing that's working, we call that your winner. Just so you guys know, cold calls work for every niche. Every single niche, cold calls work. So this is gonna be your winner. Boom. Now I just stick to it. By the way, cold calls are our #1 and only acquisition method in our agency right now, a multi-7-figure agency. So for anyone that thinks cold calls don't work, I don't even know.
That doesn't even make sense, because when would ever getting on the phone and talking to another human being not work?
Right.
That doesn't even make any fucking sense.
Right, exactly.
How can that go out of style? That will never go out of style.
Correct. Let's say cold calls are the winner. Now, next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, of this, and whilst all of your competitors are filling up all their buckets like this every day, filling this one up a third of the way, filling this one up a third of the way, and filling this one up a third of the way, and thinking that because they have multiple outreach methods, they're doing better than you, well, who's booking more appointments? You are. So sometimes simple wins. I see a lot of people way overcomplicate things. Stop fucking doing that. Make your life easier, not harder. Pick your winner and stick to your winner. All right?
Agreed.
Number 4, no schedule.
Yeah. So guys, in the very beginning, when me and Luke had our first company, we were essentially running around like madmen, and we were going to sleep super late. There would be nights when Rudy behind the camera and myself were editing videos for local businesses, and we were up till 2 or 3 in the morning, and then we'd wake up at 12 p.m., and then we'd crash the next day early because we didn't get enough sleep. It was an absolute mess. One thing that I highly regret was not having a work schedule. I wish I would have set a time for myself to, say for example, 12 a.m. I go to sleep, 9 a.m. I wake up, that's 9 hours of sleep. You don't even need 9 hours. Just set an actual schedule that you can stick to. This time I go to the gym. If you set a schedule for yourself like that, you're just gonna be way more productive, and you're gonna have some mental clarity, as opposed to just running around all day. I don't care how broke you are, right? Set a schedule. Don't let any of these gurus online. Maybe you don't need a fancy morning routine. I can agree with a lot of people on that, but a schedule you absolutely need.
If you don't have a schedule and you don't know what hours you're setting aside to do set, focused work, people are gonna run laps around you that have a schedule, like myself. I know what hours I work. I know that I'm guaranteed working from 9 to 7. And then after that, I could do maintenance work, but from 9 to 7, you're not gonna catch me doing much of anything else. So that's my schedule. So you need a schedule, get on a routine, pick something that works for you, and pick good work hours. What I would suggest for your schedule is consider your niche. Like let's say again, it's chiropractors. If chiropractic facilities are open from 9 to 5, well guess what? You just got your fucking hours because you're dealing with your clients that are working in those hours. So again, you're gonna wanna reverse engineer. Don't just pick random hours. When are your clients and your customers awake? That's when you should work. And number 5, being scared of free trials. Guys, why would you ever be scared of a free trial? trials. So many people try early on to just get money out of people, get money out of people, get money out of people. That shit is not going to work. Why? Because you have no proof of concept. Without any proof of concept, no one's gonna want to pay you money because they're paying you money on a prediction of future value. Or if I give you some money for a marketing service, I predict that you'll make me some more money in the future, right? They don't know that you can make them more money. Hell, you don't even know if you can make them more money. So why not just give them a free trial? Say, hey, if it goes well, just give me a testimony. You build your testimonies up, you have experience, now you have a better product, now you can sell it with a clear head, you know you're not gonna churn a ton of people, you have a better business. Do free trials because experience is the best teacher. Get your footing first. Stop worrying about the dollar amount in the bank account. That's coming from the guy with an Aston Martin outside. You're sitting in, we're running a beautiful New Jersey apartment. We bought a fucking Rolex today for 30 grand. We go out every single weekend. We spend tons of money now. But early on, we weren't doing that. We were broke. We started our business in our parents' basement doing this. And everyone's fucking scared of it. Oh, I don't want to work for free. Guess what? You don't want to work for free? Then you ain't ever going to get rich. That's part of building a business. You get shit on early on for a long time. And then in the future, you get overly compensated for all the work that you put in where you were never paid. That's what running a business is like. So do not be scared of free trials. Offer them because you're making money in doing them, but you're making money that you can't see right now. Imagine that as building a different bank account. Let's say this is your real bank account.
Building your knowledge
and this
bank
is your experience bank account. You cannot fill this one without filling this one to the max first. Once this one fills up, it's gonna start tipping over and flowing into this one, and then you're gonna end up having some money, okay?
That's perfect.
So build the experience bank first, and the real bank account's gonna look just fine. Do not be scared of free trial. Number 6, not hiring faster.
Absolutely, yeah. So in the very beginning, it was you on the service delivery side, and then it was me doing some of the sales. We obviously flipped those roles, but we made our first hire fairly quick. The second we started getting some clients through the door, and the second we started making a little bit of money, we hired as quickly as we could overseas because American talent is very expensive, and you don't really get as much value as you would if you hire overseas.
For the cost,
the cost for the value is not there. So we hired overseas our first employee, and to this day, our employees teach us things that we may not even know. They can go out and do research for us. They can save us time. That is so valuable.
And I use that early money. Like once I got the first client to pay me $2,000 a month, instead of being a dumbass and taking the $2 grand and leasing a car that I couldn't afford, I took the $2 grand and I immediately got a staff member so that we could help build a good system that we could then use in the future. And that same mindset is why we're rich. You need to hire as fast as you can. Number 7, Darren, this is a great one for you to touch on because this was an early issue for you.
Yeah, of course. So in the very beginning, everybody thinks, and you'll probably see this all over YouTube, just start an ads agency, start running your clients' ads, and you know things are going to go great. What they don't talk about is, okay, what's on the back end of that ad? You have to set up an entire CRM for the client. You have to walk them through a whole bunch of things that are just very hard and honestly to learn, right? It's just very difficult. You have to learn GoHighLevel. You have to set them up on Business Manager. You have to learn how to run the ads. You have to hire a media buyer. There's so many different things you have to learn. I would go with a more foundational approach. Learn high level first, that's your CRM. And you can start with a more simplified service, which is SEO. You can actually hire an SEO expert or somebody that knows SEO and have them fulfill that. And then you could build out the CRM. What you guys don't understand, a lot of you guys want to run an ad because you'll see Iman, he had an e-com agency. He ran ads for his client. Where do you run the ads into? He more than likely ran them into a landing page. Guess what? You can't get leads and not funnel them anywhere. You have to know where you're going to funnel these leads. If you just get a bunch of traffic, that's so stupid. Build the foundation first, build the actual building blocks for your agency, set your clients up with a real CRM that they can use, and then add more leads on top of it. That's what the Facebook ad or whatever ad you're running is for, but you need a good foundation. You need a good base for this client to do business in, which is high level. That's their CRM that you'd be setting them up with. So instead of setting them up with just a paid ads model and then just running their ads, you should do something along the lines of CRM, so set them up with high level, and then also you can do their SEO as well. And if you don't know SEO in the beginning, you don't even have to worry about the SEO. I would just set them up with a CRM. That's all you have to do in the very beginning. Fuck the ad.
Number 8, non-diversified roles. Guys, if you do not diversify the roles when starting an agency, you're screwed. We just had today, filming content, a famous watch trader, Vukum, throw a picture of him up on the screen, kills it in the watch business right now. And he basically told us that he had an agency. And he got his agency up to about 11 clients, and he was a fantastic salesperson, but his agency failed because he didn't have a good business partner that could help him with the service delivery. He said he felt like the results he was getting for his clients were very subpar because he was such a good salesperson, but he wasn't a very product-focused entrepreneur in the sense of he wanted to go get more clients, which is just the way I am. I want to always get more customers, but you need a good business partner that can help you keep the clients that you close. So that's where my brother comes into play. play. I run all the sales and the operation, and he runs all the fulfillment and client success. And that is how you run a good business. You diversify the role so that I know my domain, not gonna step on his toes. He knows his domain, he's not gonna step on my toes. He doesn't say, Luke, why didn't you say that on a sales call? And I don't say, Luke, why didn't you do this for the client? Excuse me, and I don't say, Dario, why didn't you do this for the client?
Yeah.
Because that's not my vertical, that's not my domain. I know my place.
We both know that both sides are improving, and as they improve, it grows up. It literally grows. It's beautiful when it happens, really. You get rich really fast with a good business partner because things just work. It's like the second we had the realization of, okay, why are you doing service delivery when you're not a service guy? And why am I trying to cold call businesses when I'm not really a sales guy at heart? The second we woke up and we're just like, dude, like, what are we doing? Let's switch it. Why don't I do the service because I've always been a little more technical? Why don't you just get on sales calls with the clients and close the deals? And then we could probably grow a bigger business that way. That's when things started working.
Correct.
So you guys have to diversify your roles if you're starting with a partner, which I would highly recommend.
Completely. Number 9, not paying for speed and convenience. Oh my gosh. This is one of the biggest ones. There is courses out there currently, and I'm not even plugging ours or whatever we have to sell. There are courses currently on building an agency that will literally save you months of time. Because here's the thing. Let's say this is the internet, okay, and I'm gonna give you guys a little draw out here. This is the internet. All the information that you need to build a successful agency is here. But it's like this. Scattered. It's all over the place. So all the info is there. You don't need to buy anything. You could literally build a 7-figure agency just with YouTube. But trying to get through all the scattered information, let's say it takes you 36 months. So it takes you 3 years to get to 100K a month. Let's say you're in a program and it's like this, straight line, plus support, plus extra information, anything that you need to know, you're gonna pay into this course and get access to, and you build to 100K a month in 12 months because you got all the information from the guy who it took 36 months that said, avoid the 24 months of shit that I went through. Get in here, I'll get you to your goal faster. You actually lost money by not buying it because you lost out on 24 fucking months where you could have made more money because you were scared to spend it on your knowledge on how to make more money and expedite things and save yourself time.
And what you should do, even if you don't have the money right up front, why don't you go work that 9 to 5 a little bit longer, just so you have the money, and then you put it right into the course.
Yes.
You can always go out and make more money. It's so easy to go get a job nowadays, a minimum wage job, where you could afford all these courses that you want to buy, but you're just afraid to take the risk.
Guys.
Don't say it's because you don't have enough money. You could go out and make money. Everybody can go get a job. You just don't want it.
Guys, there's something that I call opportunity cost. Let's say the course is $3,000. So you're gonna pay $3,000 to get the course, and that's the money that's gonna come out of your bank account.
And guess what? When you pay money, pay attention.
Yeah, but there's also an opportunity cost to not do it. What if that thing works extremely well and you hit your goal, like I said, in 12 months instead of 36? That's 24 months of 100K a month in revenue.
Yeah.
Because you had expedited information. So it costed you 2.4 million to wait versus $3,000. So don't worry about spending money to get better information. That's what you need to do. People pay absurd amounts of money for college where they get shit information. If you're gonna get a blueprint on how to build a better business, fucking buy it. Yeah. Buy it. It's always worth the money. I've never had a negative return on a course. Ever.
Never.
So pay for your speed, pay for your convenience. And number 10, these are sales mistakes. So I'm gonna speak about this. These are mistakes that I've made on Zoom. I didn't have Zoom Pro, so I'd be on Zoom with business owners and at the 40-minute mark would hit and I'm like, all right, just, give me a sec. I think the call is gonna cut out in a second. I don't know what's wrong with my connection. Fucking idiotic. I should have never had that set up. I wasn't recording my calls. So let's say I had a bad sales call. I couldn't watch what went wrong. Now let's say I had a good sales call. I couldn't audit what went right. So I didn't have any of my data. I wasn't dressing up, so I wasn't looking professional on my Zooms. And I had a blurred background. So you know the feature on Zoom that offers you to blur your background? My conversion rate is worse with a blurred background. Set up a nice background. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. We're here in my apartment today. You could literally set something up like in a corner. You could get some nice wallpaper, simple backdrop, and sit in that corner with an unblurred background.
And if you don't have like a nice looking wall, one thing you could also do, guys, is just sit by a window and maybe just leave the window open just to show outside.
Yes, don't blur your background, set up a professional background. So look professional on your Zooms, brush your teeth, comb your hair, make sure that you look like the person that deserves the couple $1,000s a month that you're actually asking for.
Yeah.
All right? Those are our top 10 agency mistakes that we made as beginners. Take it from us, avoid them. We already scraped our knees, we already fucked these things up. Do not do it because we did it for you. And like Warren Buffett said, better to learn from other people's mistakes. So those are our top 10 agency mistakes as beginners.
Don't make them. Now go work.